So once you've done that, you want to click and see other branches within the same tree, CPNI. And again, you can just take a look quickly and decide, yes, I'm okay with that. Or you can look under the hood, right? Look under the hood here, I'm fine with that, I'm fine with that. What you're doing is you're creating a permissions profile. Okay? Now allow all here. Okay, now that you've created your permissions profile, the next step here is to decide how is my data going to be put to use for marketing purposes. I get to decide that. I get to opt in, right? So underneath the how, right, various different ways in which to receive ads. How about search engines? Well, that's okay for me. Banner ads, that's fine. Rich media ads, that's fine, that's fine. Sponsored ads, that's okay. You know what, SMS, text-based messages, I'm really not for that. I'm not for emails. Maybe I'll try a little bit of retargeting. And that actually is how. The who, right? Again, you're opting in this case. You're making a decision as a subscriber. Hey, am I giving permission Acme Mobile to deal with these entities with respect to my data? First one you see here, ad networks. Again, take a look. These seem to be pretty benign to me. I'm going to allow all. Social media. You know what? I'd like to have better targeted ads from Facebook, let's say, and LinkedIn. Data brokers, let's take a look under the hood. Maybe not today. And then ultimately financial service companies. Right? That's fine by me. Okay, so what you've done now is you've basically created a permissions profile, but we want to continue the value prop. We want to enable you to earn additional affinity points while at the same time adding value, data value, to your mobile carrier. So in this case, what you can do is a little bit of a social element. You can actually invite your friends and family to become members of Privacy Plus. And if you do, you'll earn additional privacy points. You can post to your social media, and again, earn additional affinity points that way. Another way you can earn affinity points, very interesting. So far, I've been talking about first-party data, meaning that is the data that the carrier acquires in connection with providing you with wireless service. In this particular opportunity, you're able to, as a subscriber, answer consumer survey questions and give them primary data. And by them, I mean the carrier. Now, obviously, there's a value exchange. So the more survey questions you answer, providing primary data about yourself, the more affinity points you're going to earn. So let's select a few here. Again, these are very important psychographic questions, very valuable to an advertiser. And again, if you're answering these questions, you are earning affinity points. You're done for now. Okay, you want to move off. And at this point, you've done a significant amount of work. At this point, you probably want to redeem some of those 9,000 points. So we'll take you to our rewards engine. You see a pretty sweet bag over here. It's about 4,000 points. I've got 9,000. I'm actually going to go redeem right now. Add it to my cart. I'm going to go ahead and check out. This is just classic checkout process right here. There we go. Filling in my information very quickly. Review my order, make sure it's okay, make sure it's going to the right place. There it is, my bag, very cool. Going to my place, I'm good. Place my order. That's it, I've just redeemed effectively some of these privacy points that I've exchanged my private data for permissioning my carrier to go ahead and use it for marketing purposes. Now, what I want to wrap up with is to show you that we've aggregated in one central source, a dashboard, a way in which for you to get a sense of what's happening with your data, what have you enabled, what friends have you invited, what survey questions have you answered. On the left-hand side of this dashboard, basically the 83% represents of all those possible permissions, you've granted 83% of them. Now you may look here and say, you know what, I'd actually like to take a look at what I have not enabled yet and maybe perhaps add some more. We'll bring you right to those that you haven't enabled yet. You may change your mind and decide to enable them, earn additional affinity points for doing that. Again, as I said earlier, everything here is transparent. So everything that you've done, everything that I just did right now, is all here on a transaction history, right? Whether I've enabled, whether I've redeemed, whether I've invited friends, right? All of that is right here for you to track. Also very important for the mobile carrier who needs a track record, a receipt, in order to prove that it's actually going ahead and giving you permission in an enlightened way. Going back to the dashboard, okay? The thing I also want to show you by wrapping up is we can provide you every month a push email, which is an e-statement. And again, that e-statement will reinforce the value prop. So what have I done this month, right? Well, I've actually gone ahead, I've done some redeems, I've actually earned some points, I've done a bunch of different things. One thing you won't see here, which I talked about actually in the video, is effectively Acme Mobile is not owning your data in this context, the Privacy Plus program. It's actually renting your data. And as a result, every month that you stay as a good standing member of the Privacy Plus program, you will earn additional rent or affinity points. Secondly, one of my last points here is every time a particular ad gets served to you because of your ad profile through this Privacy Plus program, that ad will ultimately result in additional affinity points for you. Now take a second to think about that. Meaning every time